First aid. Definition and legal framework of first aid. Definition of first aid. First aid is the set of emergency techniques and actions implemented by non-medical personnel to assist a victim, whether injured or ill, while waiting for specialized help, doctors, paramedics, etc. Son objective principle est de preserve the physical and psychological integrity of the victim. Limit the worsening of his condition. Alert the relevant emergency services under the best possible conditions. Role of the first responder and the Golden Rule, PAS. The role of the first responder, and particularly that of the nurse, is not limited to technical procedures, but encompasses a rigorous methodology summarized by the universal principle PAS. Protect, P. This is the top priority. Protection concerns the first responder themselves, avoid becoming a second victim, put on gloves, turn off the power, secure the area. The victim and witnesses, move away from immediate danger, traffic, smoke, electricity. Alert, A. The alert must be rapid, accurate, and effective. It must be made to the most appropriate emergency service, Civil Protection/Fire Department, SAMU, providing key information. Where? Exact location of the accident, address, city, landmarks. What? Nature of the accident, fire, road accident, illness. Who? Number of victims and assessment of their condition, conscious, unconscious, bleeding. Who is calling? Your name and phone number. Free, rescue, R. These are direct actions. Assess the victim's condition, evaluate vital signs, consciousness, breathing, circulation. Perform the appropriate first aid measures, CPR, RCP, recovery position, pressure to stop bleeding, etc. Qualities of a good first aid provider, nurse. Beyond technical skills, effectiveness depends on essential personal qualities, particularly for nurses who often act as professionals. Legislation governing the duty to provide assistance. This point is fundamental for healthcare professionals, as it provides a framework for action and inaction. A. The principle of failure to assist a person in danger. Definition: in the context of Algerian and universal criminal law, it is the act of any person voluntarily refraining from providing assistance to a person in danger whom they could have helped, either through their own actions or by calling for help, without risk to themselves or to third parties. Consequence: l'obligation de porter secours est légale et morale. Même si l'infirmière n'est pas de service, Illinois est tenu d'intervenir au minimum, d'alerter les secours. B. The duty of care of healthcare professionals. In Algeria, as elsewhere, nurses are subject to the Code of Ethics. This code imposes an obligation of integrity and assistance. The nurse is obliged to intervene in the event of imminent danger to life, even if the action exceeds his or her immediate competence, provided that he or she acts in the interests of the victim and within the limits of what he or she can do without putting himself or herself in danger. Alerting others is the first form of assistance. If the nurse is unable to perform the technical procedures, they must alert the relevant departments. Legal basis: non-assistance to a person in danger. The Algerian Penal Code provides for the punishment of non-assistance to a person in danger. Article 182 of the Criminal Code: anyone who voluntarily refrains from providing assistance to a person in danger, which they could have provided without risk to themselves or to third parties, either through their own actions or by calling for help, shall be punished. This applies to all citizens, but for healthcare professionals, the obligation is reinforced by their status and professional ethics. Code of Medical and Paramedical Ethics. The Algerian Code of Medical Ethics, Executive Decree No. 92-276 of July 6, 1992, applies to physicians, dental surgeons, pharmacists and, by extension, to paramedical professions such as nurses. Article 9. The physician must provide assistance to any person in immediate danger, if this is within his means. Article 32. The physician or healthcare professional may not shirk their duty to provide assistance, unless there is a serious danger to themselves. For nurses, Le Code de Déontologie Paramédicale, Barrette Ministériel du 19 juillet 1990, précise également que l'infirmière doit agir dans l'intérêt du patient et alerter les secours for nurses, the Paramedical Code of Ethics, Ministerial Decree of July 19, 1990. Also specifies that nurses must act in the best interests of the patient and alert emergency services if they are unable to perform technical procedures.